Mr. Doctor's Tale. The town was the victim of an epidemic. More and more people were victims of the rare disease. New patients were constantly coming in. From this disease to the office of the recently graduated doctor, he was still in practice. Seeing himself overwhelmed by the disease, he asked the neighboring city for help. It was the only thing he could do. The help was slow to arrive, while the inhabitants who were healthy tried to help him with the care of the sick, to the point where everyone got sick except 2 children of about 10 years old, and of course him. They were being victims of the classic events of long horror stories. The patients did not die, because they continued to eat normally, but they lost weight so alarmingly that they had no energy to get out of bed. The other symptom was that they turned ghastly pale, their skin turning sallow and very pale. But all the analyses came out with normal values. The doctor, very confused, tried hard to find other signs or symptoms that would shed light on the rare disease. But his resources were few, limiting his ability to diagnose the sick. He tried every treatment he could think of, but failed to see any improvement in any of the patients. The desperate young man left the hospital, overcrowded with patients, and began to wail loudly. In the town square, he lamented loudly, because all the inhabitants were in the hospital. He was there for hours, until a gale came so strong and with so much dust, that it opened the windows of the hospital, entering where the sick were. Which is typical of long horror stories. The doctor went back, as fast as he could, to protect the patients from the wind and dust, but when he got to the hospital ward, he saw something creepy. In the center of the room, the dust that entered through the window highlighted the silhouette of a creature, fat and plump. This entity was full of tentacles with which it drains the blood of the sick. The doctor, pretending that he did not see him, went to his desk. There he pretended to read something, and with his cell phone he was able to better appreciate an image of the creature. He clearly drained his victims, draining their vitality little by little, through the hose-like tentacles. Still, pretending that he did not notice anything strange, he made the children leave the place, to put them to safety. He looked for a machete and returned to the sick room. Quickly, with the help of the machete, he cut the tentacles of the beast. A lot of blood came out, which made the creature more evident, because it was bathed in the red liquid. The young doctor continued attacking the beast with the machete until it was reduced to small pieces. To his surprise, each piece was still alive, and together they attacked him very aggressively. Faced with the scandal, the children returned to the compound, and when they saw what was happening, they took some sticks, and beat them with a stick to remove the monster pieces from the doctor. Immediately, beaten as he was, the doctor, along with the children, used alcohol and matches to burn each piece of the beast. This was the only way for them to stop moving. From this day on, all the patients began to recover very quickly, and soon afterward they were all peacefully at home. In the case report, of course the truth was not written. There is no one who believes that a creature that fed on blood almost wiped out an entire town. Nobody dared to deny the doctor. That would be the secret of the town. For the people of this town, he was the best doctor in the world. He was even able to rid people of supernatural evil. Nobody called him the young doctor anymore. From that event they called him Mr. Doctor, and this became one more of the stories of the long horror stories.